Ladies, gentlemen, Octanes, and Roadhogs, we are coming off of a surefire barn burner in just about 15 minutes ago between the Bleacher Boys and the Headhunters, but now we have all of Week 7 to review. Joining me for this portion of the night is none other than Massamune, who just got off the field. Massamune, you're fresh off of a win in Game 3 there. Obviously not the overall series you wanted, but we're going to talk about that a little later on. How you feeling?
Pretty good, pretty good. A win at the end is always a nice little reward to not make you feel like it's a complete loss. But I'm raring to do this review.
And ladies and gentlemen, I told you this is one you do not want to miss. Last week, we revealed that we are expanding the QRLS in Season 5 to 12 total teams. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we are giving out the names and the new captains of these 4 expansion teams. Without further ado, history being made, the 4 captains and their teams are as follows. Joining me tonight, Massamune will be leading the Spectres franchise. The new player coming in for Season 5, Bolton, will be taking on Astro Gaming. Throttle Dog, a season fan favorite here in Season 4, will be leading the Rangers. And none other than Night Leaper of the Hammerheads will be taking control of the Cyclones. And Massamune, this is such huge and exciting news.
Exciting. It doesn't even begin to express it. These are really great names, by the way. Astro, Gaming, Rangers, and Cyclones. I can't wait to see these guys on the field. It's gonna be wild.
It is going to be excellent indeed. And we are going to reveal logos later on in the season for all of you itching to see what these franchises' identity is going to be all about. Congratulations to the 4 captains selected. I cannot wait to get things going here for Season 5. But we are still in Season 4. And, Mass, you know what that means. We are reviewing Week 7. Starting off the week, we had the Hammerheads take on the Speed Demons, and Game 1 looked very good for the Speed Demons. However, the Hammerheads bounced back on the backs of their captain, Billy Bob.
Yeah, you gotta wonder what what formula the Speed Demons is roster is just missing here, because they're capable of beating every team in this league. Clearly, they keep pulling a game off everyone, but they can't pull the consistency. They can't establish that consistency to take a full matchup. But a valiant effort nonetheless. They 3-0'd first game, lost by only 1 second game, and lost by 3 third game. So goal differential is almost basically non-existent between the teams. They just got to figure out how to spread that game 1 love to the rest of the games.
No doubt about it. And Billy Bob having an outstanding 3 saviors in that match. Definitely something crazy. And we see the sub, Panda 240SX, getting a hat trick in Game 1. That is always nice to see as well, especially with expansion looming. You got to think some of these teams are going to start scouting out someone like Panda, a seasoned vet in this league. Moving on, we had the Kings taking on Clarity United. And while the first game of this match did not look like it was going to be pretty, the rest of this match looked like it should have been Clarity's.
Yeah, and I said this coming into the match that Clarity is one of the most adaptable teams that is in the QRLS right now. They might not have the MMR clout that an Alex RL has, but they prove that they're capable of bouncing back. They've illustrated time and again that dropping a game 1 by 5+ goals is basically means nothing. They'll take that, assimilate it, and then turn it into a winning strategy in the following games, going down only by 1 in game 2 and winning game 3 by 2 goals. It's a testament to that uh, QRLS mentality, that never give up mentality.
And honestly, that game too, they had so many opportunities to score. They just couldn't put one in the back of the net. But Clarity United still atop the Savage division and still looking at the best record in the league, tied now after the match we just saw that we will be getting to in just a second. Moving on, the three Rocketeers took on the Gold Diggers, and this match was honestly a back and forth just bloodbath of goals, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is the first instance, or at least the best example we're seeing of the relatively new three Rocketeers roster coming into their own. Something that we probably expected maybe a little bit too soon. Us up here in our in our 10,000-foot view from the booth, we probably expected a bit too much of the three Rocketeers at first, seeing the combo of Slurpy Snail, Zombie, and Zavri. But they took on the Gold Diggers, who are some of the favorites for the championship matchup, and they put them in their place, and these guys are keep your eye on them.
No doubt, and Zovri has just been on a tear these last couple weeks, scoring at will, it seems like, and it is going to be a very, very fun race in the calculated division if these are the squads that are going to be racing there at the end. And the last match of week 7, the one we just got you off the field from, Mass, the Headhunters taking your Bleacher boys 2-1. But you guys ending with a big win there. Talk to us a little bit about what happened in those first 2 games. Obviously, only a 1-goal deficit.
Yeah, so I mean, if you look at the goal differential, the Bleacher Boys technically came out on top by about 2 goals, or one or 2 goals. My math is a little rusty right now, but yeah, we really just defeated ourselves. We had a lot of double commits and miscommunications. So it was really our games to lose, but the Headhunters took advantage of that, as good Rocket League teams do, and they put booming balls over our head. They took advantage of the double commits to take that dub. We really didn't come into our own and start kind of relaxing until that game 3. But it is what it is. Sometimes, as Alec Big will say, sometimes it be like that.
Where would you rank Squiddy D right now amongst the players in the league individually?
Squiddy D has been arguably one of the most consistent and just out of the woodwork uh, players so far this season. I think I would probably put him top 3 in terms of just a consistent overall performance.
Interesting stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Squiddy, obviously one of the front runners for the Most Improved Player Award. We have power rankings for you, and these power rankings are just as up to date at the minute as we saw the Headhunters take 2 games, and they are atop the calculated division by 2 games now, tied with Clarity United for the best record in the league. But I want you to notice that top 3, Mass.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the top 3 still in question. I think that the Rocketeers are uh, no pun intended, but rocketing up the standings, coming off of a 2-1 victory against the Gold Diggers, who are ahead of them in playoff contention, and they're gunning for that spot. I think that they need to get back in the lab if they're hoping on of staving off this this newfound drive that Slurpy Snail has instilled in his team.
Yeah, and we obviously have to do the math here and overlook these standings going into next week, because it is getting down to the nitty gritty where some teams might mathematically be eliminated from playoff contention moving forward in these final weeks. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there is a player spotlight this week, as always. And with that, we have with us the one of the MVP favorites, if you were asking me, the player of the Gold Diggers, Will Six. Will, thank you for joining us here late, just after a fiery matchup. Thank you again for coming and talking to us. Tell us how you're feeling about the match we just saw.
Hello, hello. Good to be here with you guys. It there was some good and there was some bad. I mean, I'm always a critic, and whenever I see these teams play, I'm not really that concerned. Being on the pitch with them is a little bit different, but boy, I saw some holes in both these teams tonight, which is surprising from the top ranked team in the league in the Headhunters.
No doubt about it. And obviously, the Gold Diggers have been, honestly, a finals favorite in terms of talk and in terms of opinion here, especially in my mind, all season long. Obviously, coming off of a series loss, you're not going to win every series. That's a given. But how do you feel about your team's stature moving forward? You're in a pretty solid spot in second right now, and you're within striking range of that first place opportunity.
Yeah, we are very happy with where we are, but at the same time, there's two versions of the league. There's before the roster moves that happened a few weeks ago, and after those roster moves. And two of the teams that transformed were the three Rocketeers and the Hammerheads, and they're both in our division, and they're both killers. They've both beat us already in series. They are very scary teams. So I think that right now the Gold Diggers just need to scrap. We need to get through the rest of the season and fight for everyone we can get.
Scrap is right. And speaking of scrap, you've got the leading team in the Savage division down the pipeline next week as your primary contender, Clarity United. Let me know. Let us know. Again, as aforementioned, you're coming off of a series loss, but are you planning any gameplay revisions, any kind of practice sessions? What are your goals and your focuses going into a matchup against Clarity United?
I think for us right now, all we really need to do is make sure that we're warmed up and that we are in the zone when that match hits the field. I don't really think that we need to do any more replay reviews. We're all on the same page about what we need to be doing. We just need to execute, and we need to be warm and able to do that. And able to do that. Honestly, I can't believe that Clarity has had so much success this season. They're a good team, don't get me wrong, but 14-7 is a heck of a record. I did not see them being that successful, to be brutally honest. I hope that we can find success against them. Maybe they'll surprise me on the field, but I feel like we should be able to take that matchup.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Will, especially at the beginning of the season. I had them ranked fairly low in our early season power rankings, so definitely a shock to all here in the league, as they have the tied best record in the league now. Will, I've mentioned all season throughout these broadcasts that I consider you one of the top MVP candidates. You obviously were runner-up to this award a couple seasons ago. How exciting is that for you just to be in the conversation? And is that honestly a driving factor in your style of play, or are you guys just focused solely on winning right now?
Yeah, I don't even look at the stats anymore. I don't care about my personal stats. I just want to win. I want us to play as a cohesive unit. And I want us to all be where we need to be, all scoring goals, all happy with how our play is going. So I don't really. I mean, it's nice to be in that conversation, considering when I was runner up, there were much less higher rated players as there are now. I would consider myself probably third or fourth best player in the league right now. There are a lot of really good players, so to be in that conversation is nice.
Awesome
And
answer. Very good stuff.
and a good segue, kind of off of that discussion of the top of the players list. Uh, what kind of advice would you have? I don't know if the viewers have noticed, but we've had a pretty substantial amount of free agents expansion and brand new players to the league vying for a position in season 5. What kind of words of wisdom, from somebody inhabiting the top of the player leaderboard would you give to somebody maybe who's just breaking into the realm of actual consistent competitive Rocket League so that they can shoot through the ranks?
Any team in this league or in any league only works if the players are having fun. And you can only have fun if you enjoy playing with your teammates. And I think that the number one thing that anybody can do and everybody in the league can work on is learning how to be able to play on any team. You have to be able to work, everyone has to work on game sense, reading the body language of other cars, reading the field, being aware of your surroundings. Having part of that is having a good idea of what a rotation should look like. Rocket League 3v3 especially is a very complex game, and people need to be studious and learn about it and learn how to be a good teammate.
Will, I don't think we could have said it any better ourselves. Thank you for taking the time to join us here tonight. We can't wait to see you out there on the field next week. Do you have any parting words for us before we let you go?
Good stuff as always. This has been the most fun season in the QRLS so far. Keep it up, guys.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Will Six. Definitely going to keep our eye on the MVP race at the end of the season for that man. As we wrap things up here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we show you the matches that we will be seeing next week. And Mass, I want to point out you and your Bleacher Boys will be taking on the Speed Demons. And while on paper this doesn't look like a crazy important matchup, this really is in terms of playoff hopes. Did we lose Mass Immune?
Sorry, I turned off my microphone and forgot to bring it on. You hear me all right?
Yeah, we got you.
Right. So so us being the Bleacher Boys and the Speed Demons inhabiting, the bottom of that win-loss counter. This is probably the most important game for our playoff potential. Basically, either us or the Speed Demons need to sweep effectively every game for the remainder of the season, and then get lucky that the teams at the top, or really the teams at the mid, are getting swept for the remainder of the season, just to even make that remotely possible. So that's arguably the most important game next week, certainly for us.
Yeah, no question about it. Also on the plate for next week, the Hammerheads against the Headhunters. As Will Six mentioned, these Hammerheads have a new look, and they are a fierce team, and they have to play the top team in their division now, and that series could be very crucial for Will Six and his Gold Diggers in the event that they take the dubs against Clarity United and the Headhunters get surprised by the Hammerheads mess. And it looks like we might have lost Mass one more time here. Ladies and gentlemen, you see the matches here on your screen. This has been a lot of fun tonight. The doubleheader, kind of, in the weekend review and in the match that we just saw. I am Quicksilver59, a.k.a. Little Bucket, a.k.a. the commissioner of the QRLS. Joining me in the booth for the match was Bearded4L, and in the booth for the review was Massimune, and for the player spotlight was Will Six. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Don't forget to keep your eye out for all of the match announcements and schedules coming this week for the matches you see on your screen. And as always, keep it quick.